If you started Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy, or Zepbound and it felt like a miracle at first, and now the scale has stopped moving, I need you to hear this before you blame the medication. Real quick, if you're serious about making this medication actually work long-term, hit subscribe right now before you keep watching. Like this video so more people trying to figure this out can find it, and drop a comment telling me which number on this list you're most worried you're already doing. It helps me know exactly what to cover next. Now let's get into why your results actually stalled. Because right now, thousands of people are quitting these medications, convinced they stopped working, when the real story is something else entirely, and it happened without them even noticing. They're cancelling refills, they're telling their doctor it failed them, and in most cases, that's just not what happened. You're not broken. Your body isn't resistant. And in most cases, the drug is still doing exactly what it's supposed to do behind the scenes. What actually happened is far more common and far more fixable than anyone online is telling you. This could save you months of frustration, and it could save you a lot of money too, because at these prices, guessing your way through this is an expensive habit. Here's what nobody tells you when you first start this journey. Somewhere along the way, without realizing it, people quietly start doing things that cancel out the very benefits they're paying for. Small things that feel harmless in the moment. And those small things add up until the results stop showing up, and the frustration sets in, and the doubt creeps in right behind it. Here's the dangerous part. The habits that are quietly killing your results often sound healthy. Some of them are even praised online, in comment sections, in weight loss groups, by people who mean well and have absolutely no idea they're steering you straight into a wall. Today, we're breaking down the 10 things you must never do if you want your medication to keep working with your body instead of against it. Stay to the end, because the 10th one is barely talked about anywhere. And it's the exact reason people tell me their medication works some weeks and not others. You're going to want that one. Quick word before we start. This is education, not personal medical advice. Always talk with your own clinician before changing your dosing, your nutrition, or adding anything new into the mix. Now let's get into it. Here's the truth about how these medications actually work. They lower your appetite, they quiet the food noise in your head, and they slow down how fast your stomach empties. That's it. That's the whole mechanism. They are not magic, and they are not a replacement for you doing the work. Think of it like power steering in a car. The wheel turns easier, the whole thing feels lighter under your hands, but you are still the one steering, and you're still the one who has to stay awake behind the wheel. If your nutrition drifts, if your movement drops, if your hydration, your sleep, and your dosing habits slide even a little, no medication on earth can outdrive that for you. Biology always gets the last word, no matter how good the tool in your hand is. And that's exactly why so many people end up confused and frustrated, because they were told this would do the driving for them, and when the car starts drifting anyway, they assume the tool is broken. It's not. 9 times out of 10, one of these 10 habits crept in quietly and started working against them. So here are the 10 nevers. Number 1. Never try to win by eating almost nothing. This is the single biggest self-sabotage pattern I see, and it starts with a lie you tell yourself. Your appetite drops and you think, perfect, I'll just eat next to nothing and melt this fat away twice as fast. And for a little while, it actually looks like it's working. The scale drops fast, the compliments start rolling in, and you feel like you've cracked the code. Then the stall hits, hard, and it hits out of nowhere. Here's why. Your muscle loss speeds up because your body has no other fuel source to pull from. Your daily movement quietly drops without you clocking it because a starved body instinctively conserves energy. Your energy crashes, and your cravings come roaring back like they've been saving up for exactly this moment. Then people come to me and say the medication just stopped working. It didn't. Your body did exactly what biology predicts when you starve it. It adapted to protect itself the way it's designed to. This isn't a willpower failure. It's a survival mechanism kicking in, and it will beat your discipline every single time if you try to outstubborn it. Your goal was never to eat as little as humanly possible. Your goal is fat loss while keeping your muscle intact. Small meals, fine. Empty, nutrient-starved meals, not fine. Now this next one, most people never see it coming until their results tank. Number 2, never let protein become optional. Protein is the line between real fat loss and ending up skinny, tired, and stuck. Cut your protein low, and you cut your lean muscle right along with it. And lean muscle is the engine that keeps your metabolism running day and night. For a lot of adults, somewhere around 100 grams a day is a reasonable place to start. Some people need more, some need less, depending on their size and activity, but it needs to be a real number you're actually hitting, not a vague intention. When your appetite is low, and it will be, make protein the easy, automatic choice. Greek yogurt, eggs, cottage cheese, chicken, tuna. A protein shake if that's what it takes to close the gap by the end of a long day. Protein goes on the plate first, every single time, before anything else even touches it. Think of it as the one non-negotiable line item on your plate, because everything else, the vegetables, the carbs, the extras, can flex around it. But protein can't be an afterthought if you actually want to keep the body you're working so hard to build. And this is where it starts to get real. Number 3, never ignore strength training. If you want this medication working for you months and years from now, not just for a few weeks, you have to protect your muscle on purpose, because your body won't do it automatically while you're in a calorie deficit. The fastest way to lose muscle is the combination of rapid weight loss, low protein, and zero resistance training, all stacked together at the same time. You don't need to live in a gym or turn into a bodybuilder. 2 to 4 days a week, 20 to 30 minutes a session. That's genuinely enough to send your body a clear signal. Bodyweight squats, resistance bands, a couple of dumbbells at home, all of it counts. So don't let the lack of a gym membership become your excuse. And that signal says, keep this tissue, we still need it. That one signal is doing more to protect your long-term results than almost anything else on this entire list, and most people skip it completely. Before we go further, let's be honest about something. These are the exact mistakes that create plateaus, even in people who swear up and down they're doing everything right. All right, let's keep moving. You think you know this next one. You don't. Number 4. Never let your daily movement quietly disappear. This one sneaks up on people because it happens in inches, not miles. You sit a little more than you used to. You pace a little less around the house. You take the elevator instead of the stairs without even registering the choice. You burn a little less energy every single day, and none of it feels like a real decision until the scale stalls and you can't figure out why. The fix is one simple anchor you build into your day. Something you don't have to renegotiate with yourself every single morning. Pick a daily step target and protect it like it's non-negotiable. Or build in a walk after meals, or make your evening walk something you don't debate with yourself about. It doesn't need to be long, it just needs to be consistent. And here's a bonus you didn't ask for. Walking after meals also helps your digestion, helps regulate your blood sugar, and yes, helps with constipation too. Why wouldn't you take the 2 for 1 when it's sitting right there? Number 5. Never eat heavy, high-fat, high-sugar meals like nothing in your body has changed. Here's the physiology nobody explains to you clearly. These medications slow down how fast your stomach empties out. So when you sit down to a heavy combo meal, the kind loaded with fat and sugar at the same time, that meal just sits there, parked in your stomach far longer than it used to. And that's exactly where the nausea, the reflux, the bloating, and sometimes the vomiting comes from. People blame the medication immediately, every time. But most of the time, the real issue is feeding a brand new physiology, like it's the same old body you had before you started. You changed. Your food has to change right along with you. Build your plate around lean protein, fiber, a moderate portion size, and healthy fats used with a light hand. Fat isn't the enemy here. The portion size is what gets people in trouble, especially late at night, when a plate that used to feel normal now sits like a brick. Number 6. Never let yourself get dehydrated. Dehydration is sneaky, and it fakes you out completely. It creates stalls that look like the medication failing, when really it's just your body running dry underneath the surface. Your thirst drops right along with your hunger, so you drink less without ever meaning to. Nausea makes you avoid fluids even more, which only makes things worse. Then the fatigue shows up. The headaches, the dizziness, the constipation. And yes, constipation alone can stall the number on your scale and make you think you've hit a wall that isn't even real. Get ahead of it early. Fluids, real ones, water first and foremost. Keep moving throughout your day, even lightly, because movement helps everything downstream, from your gut to your energy levels. And if it becomes a persistent problem that won't budge, that's a conversation for your clinician, not something to white-knuckle through alone in silence. And this is where it starts to get real, all over again. Number 7, never drink your calories. Now, there's a caveat here, because not every drink is the enemy, but let's talk about the ones that are quietly wrecking your progress without you realizing it. Alcohol, sugary coffee drinks loaded with syrup, juice, even those healthy-looking smoothies that are basically dessert wearing a disguise. Liquids slide right past your body's satiety signals, which means they don't fill you up the way solid food does, they just quietly add up in the background of your day. Alcohol makes it worse on every single front. It wrecks your sleep quality, it cranks up your cravings the next day, and it worsens reflux on top of everything else. And because these medications already slow your stomach down, alcohol can hit you harder and faster than it used to, which catches a lot of people off guard. Most days, your drink list should look boring on purpose. Water, sparkling water, unsweetened tea, simple black coffee, or coffee with just a splash of something light. Boring works. Boring is genuinely the whole point here. Number 8. Never use the scale as your only scoreboard. Your weight bounces around for a dozen different reasons that have nothing to do with fat loss at all. Water retention, sodium intake, stress hormones, your menstrual cycle, if that applies to you, constipation. Even strength training can cause a little temporary inflammation and swelling in the muscle you just worked hard. People see that number jump overnight and panic, then they overcorrect in ways that actually hurt their progress in the long run. Better data lives elsewhere, if you know where to look. Your waist measurement, how your clothes actually fit on your body. Progress photos taken the same way, same lighting every few weeks. Weekly averages instead of chasing every single daily snapshot. A real plateau is measured in weeks, not days, and most of what people call a stall is really just 3 or 4 days of normal, boring fluctuation. If you're panicking over one single morning's number, you're reacting to noise, not signal. Number 9, never freestyle your dosing. Inconsistent dosing gives you inconsistent appetite and inconsistent side effects. And that inconsistency is confusing, uncomfortable, and honestly a little dangerous. Skipping doses because you feel fine that week. Doubling up because you feel behind on your goals. Rushing your titration because you're impatient and want faster results right now. All of it tends to lead to the exact same place, feeling miserable, feeling confused, and running headfirst into side effects you didn't need to have in the first place. Be consistent. Follow the plan you and your clinician built together, on purpose, with your full history in mind. Don't chase the scale by messing with your own dose, because a bad week on the scale is almost never a reason to jump ahead in your titration. Faster isn't better here. Steadier is better, and steadier is what actually sticks long term. And always talk to your clinician before you change anything at all about how you're taking this medication. And now, the one almost nobody talks about, the one I promised you at the very start. Number 10. Never inject the same exact spot every single time. This one flies completely under the radar, but it matters more than most people ever realize. Repeated injections in the exact same spot, week after week after week, can irritate that tissue over time, and that irritation can actually affect how well the medication absorbs into your system. Then people tell me some weeks it works great, and some weeks it barely seems to do anything at all, and they have no idea why that's happening. Rotate your sites. And when you rotate, actually rotate the exact location within that site too. Don't just shift over an inch and call it done for the week. Keep a simple mental map: stomach, thigh, back of the arm, and cycle through them on purpose instead of grabbing whatever spot is closest. Use proper technique every time. Don't rush the pen through the process. These feel like small, forgettable habits, but small habits compound into either steady, reliable results or frustrating, confusing stalls, and the choice is genuinely in your hands. So let's bring it all together, one more time. Never crash diet your way through this. Never let protein slide down your priority list. Never skip your strength training sessions. Never let your daily movement quietly disappear on you. Never eat heavy combo meals like your body hasn't changed underneath you. Never let yourself get dehydrated. Never drink your calories away without noticing. Never treat the scale like it's the only truth in the room. Never freestyle your dosing on a whim. And never, ever inject the same exact spot every single time. Rotate, 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 and don't forget it. If this gave you even one thing to fix this week, that's already a win, and I want you to actually go use it, not just nod along and close the tab like nothing happened. Pick the one that hit hardest, the one where you thought, that's me, that's exactly what I've been doing, and start there. You don't need to fix all 10 at once, you just need to stop the one that's doing the most damage right now. And here's my real ask. If this helped you finally understand what's been going on with your own results, hit subscribe and drop a comment telling me exactly which one of these 10 you didn't know about until right now. I read every single comment, and it genuinely shapes what I cover next on this channel, so don't be shy about it. You didn't fail at this. You weren't doing everything wrong like you might have thought. You just didn't have the full picture yet, and now, finally, you do. This medication was never meant to carry you alone. It was always meant to work alongside you. And the moment you start meeting it halfway, everything starts moving again. Stay consistent, stay informed, and give your body every single reason to keep working with you instead of quietly working against you.